Hi, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I am an intro free channel, so we just jump straight into videos here. I'm in a cute little location, and that is why today I want to talk about gratitude. I want to talk about how I became grateful. I was miserable at some point, just like a lot of people. I want to start off by saying that if you're somebody right now who finds yourself constantly being miserable because of the position that you're in, whether it's a job that you don't like, whether it's a relationship that you dread, whether it's a city that you want to get out of, it could be anything. I've experienced all of the above. I wanted to leave a relationship. I've been in the hood and I hated it there. I've been in my parents' house and I absolutely wanted nothing more. I honestly wished to be in foster care as opposed to living with my parents. Okay, that's how bad I just despised of being there. But in the back of my head, I still had faith because I wanted it so bad. Sometimes wanting things so bad turns into faith. You have to be almost delusional with yourself. You have to be like, I don't care what it's going to take. I will get there. When you listen to a lot of successful people speak, if you have watched, oh my gosh, what's the name of the channel? If I can think of it, of the Instagram account or the YouTube channel where this guy literally walks up to billionaires, millionaires, business owners, and things like that, and he interviews them and asks them for advice and stuff. I love his channel so much. You will hear so many successful people say that they knew from a young age this is where they were going to end up. And I also follow another girl who talks about quantum. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on everything right now? I'm so sorry. Why can't I think of the freaking word right now? It has something to do with just energy, okay? Manifesting. You can think that you want things all you want, but when you have faith, it's going to happen no matter what, and then you actually put the work in and you actually attract it and you actually take the steps necessary. And it doesn't have to be big steps, but baby steps. And sometimes baby steps means failing. Baby steps is just trying. Do you know how many businesses I failed? Do you know how much money I have refunded in failed businesses because I wanted to hand make products that actually went viral on TikTok? I got hundreds of orders that I could not fulfill because I was only one person, and I ended up refunding so much of that money. But that was a good fail because I never went back to hand making products myself again. I started to outsource, and the second business that I ever opened did 5 times what my first business did before I eventually had to close that one down. But I'm currently reworking it again. And so every step back is literally 10 steps forward if you let it, because failure is a choice, right? Life happens. Life is going to happen to you. You're going to fall back. That's a part of it. You can't get on skates for the first time and not bust your ass. It's just not going to happen like that. You have to fall. And the faster you fall, the more you fall, the quicker you're going to be able to learn how to fall the proper way and take a different route next time. Try a different method next time. I even made a diagram where I'm like, if you try, there's a 50% chance you win, and there's a 50% chance that you fail. And if you win, then you win. That's the game. But if you don't, then you try. And now we're back at square one. And square one is what? When you try, you 50% win or you 50% lose. And if you win, you win. That's game. If you lose, now we're back at square one. And what happens at square one? Right. When you try, you have a 50% chance of winning and a 50% chance of losing. So every time you try, you are a 50-50 chance, babe. That's why I'm so big on risk taking. That's why I'm so big on just trying things. That's why I'm so big on just doing things. The more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you're happy to try, the more you're happy to fail, the more you're optimistic about looking towards literally just moving on with things. It's so simple. Like I said, it's simple, not easy. A lot of people get in their heads, what if it's not perfect? Who cares? What if people judge me? Who cares? I still struggle with imposter syndrome. I come from several different cities, and every time I say I'm from a certain place, somebody's quick to tell me you're not from there because you didn't grow up there, or you're not from there because you just moved here when you were in middle school, and da 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 da. I've had 2 parents, but I've also lived in the hood. I've gone to a really really nice high school, but also homeschooled myself through junior and senior year until I literally got my own diploma myself and made sure I was the one that made it through high school. I didn't get a graduation. I didn't get senior year photos. All of this could be a pity party. Sometimes I still wonder, like, what am I? Who am I? Like, how I grew up is so half and half. How everybody perceives me is different because there are so many different versions of me. But at the end of the day, I'm still me and I'm a little bit of everything and I embrace that. And I'm not going to sit here and worry about what John thinks and what Melissa thinks and what Alyssa. I don't care. I don't care because Destiny, Sarah, and Brian support me and love me exactly the way that I come. And that's how life works. It's the same thing with failing and winning, 50-50. Half of the people won't like you, half of the people will. But as long as everybody's engaging, aren't you winning? Yes. What they say, even bad press is good press. Obviously, don't get bad press on purpose. You don't want to be like the shit talk of the town. But at the same time, when you move with that mentality, like good or bad press, good or bad comments, hate or love is all good news, then you stop giving a fuck about the outcome. And when you stop giving a fuck about the outcome, you start winning. That is the key to success, is letting go of the outcome, falling in love with the process. And I can't stress that enough. There's so many points, there's so many things, there's so many topics that I could touch on, and each and every one of them do play a role in a person's mindset, in a person's success. When you let go of the outcome and you fall in love with the process, you're more likely to absolutely crush everything that you do. When I get on a skateboard, yes, I want to learn how to do an ollie. But am I having fun just skating around and learning? Absolutely. Which means I'm probably going to be outside longer than somebody who's mad that they just can't get an ollie on the first try. They're going to go the fuck home and never pick up a skateboard again. I'm like, I had fun riding around. I enjoyed the cold air on my face. I'm enjoying the learning process. I'll fail as many times as I need to, but I'll get there eventually. I don't really care to get the ollie today. I know it's not going to happen. So low expectations for myself means it will naturally come, right? I'm posting daily YouTube videos. I'm posting videos with low effort, don't really care too much about SEO and keywords and figuring out how to get my videos to go viral. I don't really care because guess what? In the past week alone, I've gained 700 subscribers with the most minimal effort because all I'm doing is showing up and I don't care about the numbers. The numbers are cool, but the numbers are not what I'm here for. I enjoy creating, and that's why I got on YouTube. I want to create for the people that like to watch my content, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And it works in my favor because I'm not looking for the numbers. I'm detached from the outcome, completely detached from the outcome. I see people posting on Instagram all the time. I can't get past 315,000 followers. What do you need 316 for? And what is that going to change? It won't, because you're still going to look for that number when you hit 350. You're still going to be looking at that number when you hit 4. You're going to be looking for 500. Then you're going to be looking for a mil. Detach from the number and start being there for why you came. It does take practice. It can take, meditating and detaching, and it can be a lot sometimes, Being grateful is another thing that can play straight into the last point that I made. Being grateful to be able to pick up a skateboard with your hands because your hands work. You have 5 fingers. You have a hand. Being able to get on to a skateboard because you have 2 legs. You have 2 limbs. They're working. Being able to see the skateboard because you have eyes that work. Being able to freely get in your car and drive to a skate park or a parking lot that's empty. I think that gratitude gets you so far because it keeps you humble. The second you start getting cocky, the second you start getting rowdy, the second you start thinking you're better than people, you know it all, you start shutting people out, your ego starts blowing up, your head gets big, and I've seen it firsthand. Those people get robbed. Those people get shit talked when they walk away. Those people get called annoying. Those people have the worst luck. And one day they look behind them and they lose everything, even when they have almost close to nothing. They lose the people, they lose the friends, they lose the relationships, they lose the tangible items that they fell in love with so much. The things that they went and leased and spent money on just to show out and pop out for people who did not care about them but just wanted what they had on their back. Those people, those are the ones that always end up failing, falling the hardest, and the ones who are grateful for a pebble as a birthday gift, the ones who are grateful to see the sun, the ones that are grateful to be able to look up and see a cloud and acknowledge that this is our world and our planet and there is wildlife and nature and I respect every last bit of it. These are the people who are able to go farther, because it seems that they almost detach from needing more, wanting more, expecting more, but that doesn't mean that they don't try to make their life as abundant as possible and as easy as possible, as effortless as possible. As I'm sitting here in this gorgeous place, soaking up all of this gratitude, I always get so emotional because even small stuff like this, like, I still am frugal, I still am very smart, I don't go blowing money, but honestly, like, I made it so that I'm able to do small things here and there for myself, that I don't have to rely on anybody. I don't have to surround myself in anybody's energy if I don't want to. I can grow, heal, learn, meditate, think what I want, talk about what I want, say what I want, do what I want, move as I please, and I don't have to answer to anybody. And honestly, it has been the most peaceful experience. People ask, how do you go to Airbnbs and you stay by yourself and you da da da? You know what? I would rather nothing else. Nothing else. This is it. Like, I can buy myself flowers. I brought my own roses that I bought myself yesterday. I bought these flowers yesterday, and honestly, they're so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. But y'all, I feel these flowers make me as happy as if somebody else bought them for me. And I know I bought them for myself. I was more than happy to. And they're going to sit here with me, and I'm going to stare at them, and I'm going to stare out these windows, and I'm going to get in the hot tub, and I'm going to turn on the fireplace, and I'm going to enjoy good food and some rosé. I'm going to sleep good. I'm going to be cozy. I'm going to take cute pictures. Yes. Yes. Life can be peaceful. You don't have to fight for the rest of your life. And when I say fight, I mean struggle mentally. And I mean hate every waking second. You must find ways to find joy in the process, happiness in the process, treat people with respect, keep your ears open and your mouth shut, and treat everybody as if they are somebody that you can learn from, because you can learn something from everybody. I don't care if they are homeless on the side of the street or they went to Harvard University. What can you learn from that guy? Survival skills that you have never heard of in your life. He could teach you how to spot an unmarked police car. Maybe if you're in a jam, who knows? You never know what situation you're going to be in. He could teach you how to start a fire from rubbing two rocks together. He could teach you how to turn a bicycle into a motorbike with simply nothing but a propane tank or some shit. You never know. And what can Harvard University teach you? Anything that has to do with book smarts, because in this world, you've got the survival smarts, you've got the street smarts, you've got the book smarts, you've got the entrepreneur smarts, you've got the mom smarts, you've got the man smarts, you've got so many. Everybody is useful for something, and if you just shut up and you allow people to speak and you just are grateful for everybody, you never put anybody beneath you or above you, you will move with such flow, with such peace. And life is honestly just better that way. When you give people grace, you give everybody a chance. Obviously, don't let yourself get ran all over, but I don't know. I just wanted to give you a little piece of my brain. I'm about to eat some food and hang out, honestly. I am so enjoying. The weather is perfect. I'm ready to open this window and all that. Have a lovely day.